Welcome students to online classes of mathematics for class 9th. In this video we are going to study the chapter number 4, which is linear equations in two variable of NCERT textbook, and we'll try to cover the exercise 4.3. I have written part 1 here because we will be covering only the first 5 questions of exercise 4.3. Remaining question will be covered in the next video. Okay, so this is session number 3 for this particular chapter. Myself Deepak Gautam, TGT Mathematics in Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan. So let's start with today's class. Chapter linear equations in two variables is divided into total 5 subtopics, out of which we have already covered the first 3 subtopics in the previous session. Okay, today in this session we are going to start the graph of the linear equations in two variable. Okay, first we will look at the few examples, then we will move to the exercise 4.3. so let's start with the examples. We have this example number 5 of your NCERT textbook. It says given the point 1, 2, find the equation of a line on which it lies. How many such equations are there? So what we are given here is, we are given a coordinate of a point which are 1 and 2, and we are asked to find the equation of a line on which this point is lying. Okay, and you are also asked how many such equations are there. Okay, so basically we know that if we have a point, we can draw a line like this which will pass through the point. Okay, so this is a line which is passing through this point, or you can say this point is lying on this line. We can draw another line like this. Now you can see the same point is now lying on this blue line also. That means there is another line passing through this point. We can draw another line like this. Okay, then one more we can draw here like this, and you can draw as many as line you want to draw passing through a given point. Okay, so from here we conclude that there are infinite number of lines, there are infinite number of lines passing through a given point. That means we can find an infinite number of equation on which this point is lying. Okay, so let's start with this given point. We are given this here a point, or the coordinate of point which are 1 and 2. In this one is the x coordinate and this one is the y coordinate, and we are asked to write one equation on which this point is lying. Okay, we can write an equation like this. The linear equation on which this given point is lying maybe, you can find that equation by simply add the x and the y coordinate. That means x plus y. When you add x plus y, we are given that x coordinate is 1 and y coordinate is 2, so 1 plus 2 will be 3. So this x plus y equals to 3 is a equation on which this one point is lying, or you can say this 1, 2 is the solution of this given equation. Okay, as I said here, we can draw infinite number of lines passing through this given point. So this is not the only equation true for this point. We can write many more equation, like you can say this time let's subtract that x minus y. So x coordinate is 1, y is 2, so 1 minus 2 will give us minus 1. So this is another equation of line on which this point is lying. You can also write it like this: 2x minus 3y. This will be, x is 1, so this will be 2, and minus 3y, y is 2, so 2 minus 6 will give us minus 4. Okay, this will be 2 here, and this will be minus 6, so this is the result will be minus 4. So these are the some of the equation on which this point is lying. Okay, I have written 3. You can write as many as you want to write. Okay, so this is a solution for this example. We have found the equation through which this line is passing. Okay, moving ahead to the next example. Now we have example number 4. It said draw the graph of the equation x plus y equals to 7. The equation given to us here is x plus y equals to 7, not 6. Okay, x plus y equals to 7. We are asked to find its graph. In order to draw its graph, we need the coordinate of x and y. So we'll find the certain value for its coordinate. We'll do that simply by assuming a value of x, we'll find a subsequent value for y, or you can use a value of y, you will find the subsequent value of x. So let's start. Let x equals to 0. Then our equation will become, at the place of x we will write 0 plus y equals to 7, or this y will result into 7. Okay, similarly if we take let's say this time y equal to 0. Okay, then the equation will become x plus y, at the place of y will write 0 equals to 7. So this will result into x equals to 7. So we got two solutions. First one is, let me write the solutions here in this table, so that will be easy to represent on the graph. This is for x and this here y. So in first we have taken x as 0, we got y7. Then we have put y0, we got x7. Okay, now let x equals to 2. Then equation will be 2 plus y equals to 7, or this will implies y equals to 7 minus 2 equals to 5. So on taking x2, we are getting y equals to 5. So these are the few coordinates, or you can say few points lying on this line. Now with the help of these coordinates, we can draw its graph, as we are asked to draw its graph. Okay, so you have to draw the graph on the graph paper, like I have this here, using pencil and scale. Okay, so let's start by first drawing the coordinates. Axis. Okay, first we will draw the coordinate axis. This one is the y axis, the vertical one, and then we have a horizontal one which is called x axis, which is here. Okay, let's name the axis first. So every time when you draw the graph, you will write y on the upward side and y bar on the downward side. On the right hand side we have x, and on the left hand side we have x bar, and the point where the two axes cut each other is named as origin O. Okay, then we will mark the points at the equal distance. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7, and this arrow represents that this line is going further. On the left hand side we have -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6 and -7, and so on. So on the right hand side we have positive value of x, and on the left hand side we have negative value of x. Similarly on the upper side we have 1 2 3 4 5 6. These are the positive value of y. Okay, on the upward side. Similarly on the downward side we have negative values of y axis. So let's write -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6 and -7. So this is our coordinate system, okay, which you have already studied in the previous exercise and the previous chapter also. So this is a coordinate system. Now we will represent these points on this graph paper. So let's use a different color. First point is x0, y7. That means we'll start from the origin here. We have, since x is 0, so we'll stay here. Y is 7. Y is 7. So that means we have to extend this graph. Let's say let me correct this. Okay, if we extend this further, here we will have 0.7. okay, so first point is x0 and y7, so that point will be here on this y-axis only. Next we have x7 and y0. Now we'll start from origin here. Since x is 7, so we'll move in the positive x direction here, and y is 0, so we'll stay here. So that's our second point, x7, y0. Third point, we have x is 2 and y is 5. So we have start from the origin, move 2 places in the x direction, then 5 places for the y, that means upward direction, so that point will be here. So let's try the coordinates. This one is x0, y7, this is x2, y5, and this one is x7, y0. okay, once you got this point, we'll connect this point by using a scale. So place the scale such that the drawn line should pass all the mark points like this, and on the end you will put the arrow. okay, and on the graph you will write the equation of the graph, which is x plus y equals to 7. okay, so that's how we draw the graph of a given equation. We have given x plus y equal to 7. We have first found its value. For x, we have first put the x equal to 0, we got subsequent value of y, and so on. Then we have represented those values on this graph paper. okay, I hope you understood it. Now moving to the next question. Question number, or the example number 7. This is a very important question. This generally comes in your exam also. okay, this question, this same question, or a question of this type, so understand this carefully. Question is, you know that the force applied on a body is directly proportional to the acceleration produced in the body. In physics, you must have studied that the force applied on a body is directly proportional to the acceleration produced in the body. So you are asked to write an equation to express this situation and plot the graph of the equation. So you are given a situation which is your force applied on a body is directly proportional to the acceleration produced in the body. okay, you have to write its equation first, then we will draw the graph for it. So let's start. Solution number 7. So as the question says force applied according to question. okay, it says force applied is directly proportional to the acceleration produced. okay, the force applied is directly proportional to the acceleration produced. This is the symbol of directly proportional. So force applied is directly proportional to the acceleration produced in the body. okay, so let's take force applied is as y. So let force applied on the body is, let's write, is equals to y units. okay, whatever the unit of force. okay, then and acceleration produced is equals to x units. Then the equation will be, okay, so at the place of this force applied we'll write y, so we have this y, and the place of acceleration produced, which is here, we'll write x. okay, in between we have this proportionality sign. So when you remove this proportionality sign, you will get a equal to sign and a constant of proportionality. In this case, we have taken that constant proportionality as x. So write where k is the constant of proportionality. Okay, k is the constant of proportionality. So equation that we got here is now we got y equals to kx. Now in this equation you can see we have y, x and another unknown value. So this value of the constant k is unknown to us. So if we are not knowing the all three value, we cannot draw the graph for this situation. We need at least two variable or maximum two variable to represent this on the Cartesian plane system. But here we have three unknown values. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we'll assume that this we will give any certain value to this k. So let's say let k equals to 5. Okay, now taking k equals to 5, then our equation will become y equals to 5x. So now the equation is become y equals to 5x. Okay, this 5 we have taken by ourselves. We have assumed at this value. You can give any other value. You can give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or any other number. Okay, you can also give negative values, but if you give 0, then it will, this whole term will be eliminated. So we'll not give the 0 because then it will be in the one variable only. So now we'll find the certain value for this equation. So let's say let x equals to 0. If x is equal to 0, then our equation will become y will be equals to 0, 5. Y will be equals to 5 into 0. This will result into y equals to 0. So the one solution of this equation is we write x0 and y0. So on putting x equal to 0, by getting y equal to 0. Now let's assume another value. Let x equals to 1. Then our equation will be y equals to 5 into 1. Hence y will be equals to plus 5. So on putting x equals to 1, we are getting y equals to plus 5. Now let's take let x equals to minus 1. Then it will be y equals to 5 into, at the place of x will write minus 1. So the result is y equals to minus 5. So on taking x equals to minus 1, we are getting y equals to minus 5. Okay, now with these value, will plot these values on the graph paper. Okay, I have already marked the axis on the graph paper here, so I'll directly mark the points on this graph paper. Okay, you can see I have already prepared it. We have x axis, x on this side, x bar, y and y bar. Okay, so the first point that we have x0 and y0, that means that point will be at the origin. Okay, so let's circle it. Next is x is 1 and y is 5. So again we'll start from the origin. As x is 1, so we'll come one place here, and y is 5, so we'll go 5 places upward side. So that's our point. Here x is 1 and y is 5. Third point is x is minus 1 and y is minus 5. So x is minus 1 is here and y minus 5 will be here. So that's our point. X is minus 1 and y is minus 5. So we got the 3 points now. Now we'll join this point to get the linear line representing this equation. So we have to draw a line connecting the 3 points. Okay, like this. Let's put the arrow on the both end because this line is continuous in the both direction. And on the line we will write its equation, which is y equals to 5x. Okay, I hope you understood it. Now moving ahead now to the exercise 4.3. We have exercise 4.3 says draw the graph of the each of the following equation in two variable. Now we are given certain equations. We are given the 4 equations here. We have to represent the following equation on the graph paper. Okay, for each one, draw a graph of each of the following linear equations. The first that we have is, let's write answer number 1, part 1. First equation that we have, x plus y equals to 4. Again we are going to first find the solution of this line, then we will represent those points on the graph paper. Okay, in order to find a solution, what we do, we assume the value for x, then we will get the subsequent value of y, or you can assume a value of y, you will get the subsequent value of x. So let's start by taking x equal to 0. So let's write let x equals to 0. Then our equation will become, at the place of x we'll write 0 plus y equals to 4, or hence y will be equals to 4. So the one solution of this equation will be so we'll write the x value 0 and y here. So on putting x equal to 0, we'll getting y equals to 4. Okay, then let's take let, this time we'll put y equal to 0, let y equal to 0. Then our equation will become, at we have x, at the place of y we'll write 0 equals to 4, or hence x equals to 4. That means at y equal to 0, x is 4. Okay, now let's assume one more solution. Let's find one more solution by assuming let x equals to 2. Then our equation will be, at the place of x we'll write 2 plus y equals to 4, or this will be y will be equals to 4 minus 2, or y will be equals to 2. So on taking x equals to 2, we are getting y equals to 2. Okay, so we got the 3 solutions. Now we'll represent these on the graph paper. So we have this graph paper. Now you have to draw it using only pencil and scale, so that, and it should be very neat and clean. On the line, all the lines should be drawn neatly and it should be a fine line. Okay, that means your pencil should be sharp and pinpointed. So we have this y-axis here and this horizontal axis, x-axis. So let's name it x on this side, x bar on this side, we have y here and y bar. The point where the two axes cut each other is origin. Then we have points marked at the equal distant. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On this side we have positive value of x. On the left hand side we have -1, -2. Let's mark the point first at the equal space. So we have -2, -3, -4, -5, -6 and -7. Similarly for y-axis, on the upper side we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Similarly downward side we have negative value of y. Okay, let's mark the point first. We have -1, -2, -3, -4, -5 and -6. Okay, let's start plotting the points. We have first point is x0 and y4. So x0 is here, y4 will be here. Second is x4, y0. That means x4 is here, y0 means we will not move in any direction, so that point is here. Third one is x2 and y2. That will be here. So let's write the coordinate x0, y4, x2, y2 and x4, y0. So now we have to represent, draw a line joining all these 3 mark point. That will be like this. Put the arrow mark on the both end because line is continuous in both direction, and then we'll write the equation of line over it, which is x plus y equals to 4. Okay, so this is the graph of the first part of question number 1. Moving to the next one, we have Second equation is x minus 5 equals to 2. So let's write its solution. Answer number 1 part 2. The equation given to us here is x minus y equals to 2. Okay, again let's do the same thing. Let's assume x equals to 0. Then at the place of x we'll write 0 minus y equals to 2, or y will be equals to minus 2. Okay, this is the first solution. So that was on taking x0 we got y minus 2. Now let's take let x equals to, let's take y equal to 0 first. Let's take y equal to 0. We have y equal to 0. Then our equation will become, at the place of y will write 0 equals to 2, or x will be equals to 2. So on taking y0 we are getting x equals to 2. Then let's take now x equals to minus 2. Okay, not minus 2, let's take it as x equals to let's take y equals to 4. Okay, that will be, at the place of y will write 4. We have x minus 4 equals to 0, or x equals to 2 plus 4 equals to 6. So at y equals to 4, x is 6. So now we got 3 points to represent this line on the graph paper. Why we are taking 3 points? We can draw this graph or the line of the graph using only 2 points, but we'll draw the one extra solution. We'll find the one extra solution so that we can check if our graph is accurate or not. Okay, so points are x0, y2. So I have already drawn the axis here. First one is x0 and y minus 2. x0 is here, y minus 2 is on downward side. So this is x0 and y minus 2. Then we have taken x equals to 2 and y then will be equals to 0. So we have, starting from here, x equals 2 is here and we don't have any value of y, so we'll stay here. Last one is x6 and y4. x6 is here and its y4 will be here. We have x6, y4. Now we got the 3 points. Let's join them by the straight line to get the line representing these points. Okay, let's mark the arrow on the both end and write the equation of the line on it. X minus y equals to 2. Okay, I hope it's clear now. Now moving to the next part, we have part number 3 of question number 1. It says y equals to 3x. Okay, so let's take let x equal to 0, then y will be equals to 3 into 0, or y will be equals to 0. So let's write the solutions here. X and y, on x equal to 0, y is also 0. Then we have let x equals to 1, then we have y equals to 3 into 1, or y will be equals to 3. So on taking x equals to 1, we are getting y equals to 3. Similarly, let x equals to minus 1. So this will be y equals to 3 into minus 1, or y will be equals to minus 3. Okay, so we got another solution. When x is minus 1, y is minus 3. Now we'll plot these points on the graph paper. Okay, so first point is 0 0, that means at the origin. That's our first point, 0 0. Second is x1 and y3. x1 is here, y3 will be on the upper side here. This is x1 and y3. This one was 0 and 0. Then we have x minus 1, y minus 3. That point will be here. Let's write as coordinate x minus 1, y minus 3. Okay, now we got the 3 points. Let's join them to get the line representing these points. Okay, that's our line, and let's write its equation over it, which is y equals to 3x. We have y equals to 3x. Okay, moving to the last part of this question, we have part number 4. 3 equals to 2x plus y, or you can write it as 2x plus y equals to 3. Okay, let's find its solution. Let x equals to 0, then we have 2 into 0 will be 0, plus y equals to 3, or y will be equals to 3. Okay, so the first solution is x0 and y 3. Moving ahead, let x this time is equals to 1. Then we have 2 into 1 plus y equals to 3, or y will be equals to 3 minus 2, or y will be equals to 1. Okay, so at x equals to 1, y is also equals to 1. Let's find another solution. Let x equals to minus 1. So we have 2 minus 1 plus y equals to 3. Okay, or we will have minus 2 will have minus 2 plus y equals to 3, or y will be equals to 3. This minus 2 will become plus 2, or y will be equals to 5. So when x is minus 1, y is equals to 5. Now we have to plot this point on the graph paper. This is 3. So when x is 0, y is 3. X is 0 and y will be 3 here. Next is x1, y1. x1 and y1 will be here. The last point is x is minus 1, y is plus 5. X is minus 1, that point will be x is minus 1, y plus 5 will be here. Okay, now let's join the 3 points. Put the arrow on the both end and write the equation on it, which is 3 equals to 2x plus y. Okay, now write its coordinate. X is minus 1, y is 5. This is x0, y 3. Okay, so this is the solution of the question number 1. We have represented all the 3-part equations on the graph paper. Okay, now moving to the next question number 2 of NCERT textbook. It says, give the equation of two lines passing through 2 and 24, 2 and 14. How many more such lines are there and why? Okay, so we are given a point. Like I said, if we have a point, we can draw infinite number of equations passing through that particular point. Okay, so this will be answer number 2. Okay, so we have the point 2 and 14. The point given to us is 2 and 14. Now we have to find a equation of two lines passing through this point. यानी कि हमें चाहिए यहाँ पर दो equations. So first one is simple, like we did in the previous one. So equation of line passing through this point can be the equation of lines passing through the given point can be. So what we're gonna do is we'll add the x coordinate, y coordinate and the y coordinate, that is x plus y. When you add these two, you will get 16. So this is our one equation on passing through this point. Or you can do it, write it like this. This is equation number 1. You can write another. Let's subtract them now. X minus y equals to, so 2 minus 14 will result into minus 12. You can also find an equation like this. Let's subtract y minus x. So 14 minus 2 will be plus 12 now. Or you can also write 7x minus y. 7x means 7 into 2 is 14, minus 14 is equals to 0. So these are the few equations passing through this point. Okay, you are asked to write only two equations, so you can write any two, but you are asked how many such lines are there. So solution will be, there are infinite number of lines passing through the given point. Okay, so that's the solution of question number 2. Moving to the next one, we have, if the point 2, 4 lies on the graph of the equation 3y equals to ax plus 7, find the value of a. So the equation that is given to us is, this is answer number 3. Equation given to us is 3y equals to ax plus 7. Okay, so right, since the point, this point 3 and 4 lies on the graph of the above equation, okay, above equation, since the point 3, 4 lie on the graph of the above equation, therefore from here x is equals to 3 and y is equals to 4. Okay, the coordinate of this point which is given here. So we can write this as, so in this equation at the place of x will write 3 and at the place of y will write 4. So we have 3 into y is 4 equals to a into x is 3 plus 7. So 3 into 12, say 4 is 12. Here we have 3a plus 7. So or this will be 2, this plus 7 will become minus 7 on this side, equals to 3a. This 12 minus 7 is 5 equals to 3a, or a will be equals to 5 by 3. So that's the solution of this given equation with the one solution is given, that is 3 4. So we'll use the value as this for x and this one for y. So we'll insert those value in the given equation. We'll get the subsequent value of a, which is 5 by 3 in this case. Okay, over to the next question. We have this question is a very important question. Okay, so listen it very carefully. It says a taxi fare in a city is as follows. So we are given here the taxi fare of in a city. So for the first kilometer the fare is 8 rupees, and for the subsequent distance it is 5 rupees per kilometer. Okay, it says for the first kilometer the fare is 8 rupees. That means for first kilometer the fare is fixed, which is 8 rupees. And for the subsequent kilometer, that means the distance travel after this first kilometer, so those subsequent distance, it is 5 rupees per kilometer. Okay, taking the distance covered as x and the total fare by as y, write the linear equation for this information and draw the graph. Okay, so let's write it as answer number 4. We are given taking distance covered as x kilometer. So let distance covered by taxi is equals to x kilometer, and total fare is equals to y rupees. Okay, so now based on this, what we are given here is the fare for the first kilometer is, now listen this carefully. Okay, as this it says the fare of first kilometer is 8 rupees and it is 5 rupees for subsequent kilometer. That means if the person travel for only 3 kilometer, if person take a taxi to reach a place at the distance of 3 kilometers, so for first kilometer he will pay 8 rupees, then for the next 2 kilometer he will pay 5 and 5, so his total is 18 rupees. Okay, similarly if that person goes let's say around 10 kilometers, so for the first kilometer it is 8 rupees, then we have 5 5 5 5, how many kilometers you travel? 1 2 3 4 and 5. Okay, let's take it for 5. If that person travel for 5 kilometers, then we have for first kilometer he will pay 8 rupees, then subsequent kilometers he will pay 5 5 5 and 5. The total will be 28. So from here we can conclude that, so the fare for the first kilometer is fixed, which is 8 rupees. Okay, the fare of subsequent kilometer is also fixed, which is 5 rupees. Okay, this subsequent kilometer that he is travel is, suppose that person travel 5 kilometers, so first 1 kilometer the rate is fixed, which is 8 rupees. The remaining 4 kilometer he will go at the rate of rupees 5 rupees. So the remaining distance will be, since the total distance we have taken as x, so the remaining distance will be x minus 1. Why x minus 1? Because for the first kilometer he has already paid 8 rupees. Okay, the remaining kilometer are x minus 1, that is total kilometer is 1. We have subtracted this first kilometer, so x minus 1 will give us the remaining distance in kilometers. Okay, so this plus should be equals to the total fare, which is 5 rupees. Okay, so that's how we will get the equation right. This is just for your understanding. Okay, I'm writing a solution now. It says, let's you have to write a linear equation for this information. Okay, the equation for this information is, okay, that equation is from here. For the first kilometer he has paid x rupees, and the subsequent kilometer, that is subsequent, that means remaining kilometer, it is x minus 1. Since the total distance covered is we have taken as x kilometers, so this will be x minus 1 because first kilometer we have taken already out. So for the remaining kilometer he will pay at the rate of 5 rupees, and this should be equals to the total fare paid by him, which is y. Okay, so now let's solve this. We have 8, this will be 5x minus 5 equals to y, or we have this 5x, this 5 and shift to the left hand side will be minus y equals to 8 minus 5 is 3, and this 3 will become minus 3 on this side. Okay, so that's the equation for this given situation. We are given that in a city the taxi fare of a city are given, which is for first kilometer they charge 8 rupees and subsequent kilometer they charge 5 rupees per kilometer. Okay, so total distance, since the total distance covered is x kilometer we have taken, so after taking out this first kilometer the remaining distance will be x minus 1 kilometer, for which he will pay at the rate of 5 rupees. So by solving this we'll get the equation like this. Okay, so now what we have to do is we have to find a certain solution for this equation to represent it on the graph paper. So the equation is x minus y equals to minus 3. Okay, so now we have to choose certain values for x and y so that we get the few points of the given line. So we have let's take let x equal to 0, then it will be 5 into 0 minus y equals to minus 3. So this term will become 0, so we have minus y equals to minus 3, or y will be equals to 3. Okay, so let's write this in the table form. Write for x here and y here. So after taking x0 we are getting y equals to 3. Now let's assume another value, let x equals to 1. So y will be, then we have 5 at the place of x, will write 1 minus y equals to minus 3. So this will be minus 3, sorry, minus y equals to minus 3, and this 5 into 1 will be plus 5 and will be changed to minus 5. Okay, so y will be equals to minus 8, or y is equals to 8. So after taking x1, y is 8. Now let's take x equals to minus 1. Then at the place of x will write minus 1, we have then minus y equals to minus 3. Okay, this is minus 5 minus y equals to minus 3. So minus y is equals to minus 3 plus 5, or y will be equals to minus 2. That's another solution, which is after taking x minus 1 we are getting y equals to minus 2 itself. So we got the 3 points. Now I plot these points on the graph paper. First point that we have is x0 y3. So we have x0 which will be here, y3 will be on the upper side, that is here, x0 and y3. Second point is x1 y8. x1 y8 will be here. Then we have x minus 1 y minus 2. X minus 1 which is here and y minus 2 will be here. So we got the 3 points. Now let's draw a line joining the 3 points. That will be like this. Okay, so mark the arrow on the both end, and we have to write the equation of line on the graph paper, which is we have the equation is 5x minus y equals to minus 3. Okay, now moving to the next question, we have question number 5, which says from the choices given below, choose the equation whose graph are given in the figure 4.6 and 4.7. So we are given two graph paper here, and we are given certain equation. You have to identify which equation is representing the following graph. Okay, so what we have to do here is we will first note down the solutions. So the solution of this graph are -1 and 1, 0 and 0, and 1 and -1. Okay, on this one the solutions are -1, 3, 0, 2, and 2, 0. Okay, so now we have to check which equations out of these four are satisfying or is satisfying these given points. Okay, so this first one is x and y are equal. That means whatever the value of x, that will be the same value of y. So since here we are not getting the same value, so this can be the equation of this graph. This second one is x plus y equal to 0. That means if you add these two, -1 plus 1, you will get 0. And x and y is 0. That means 0, 0 will be equals to 0. Third one is again x is +1, y -1. So when you add, they will get again 0. That means this second equation is satisfying all the solution. So answer number 5, part 1, the correct equation is x plus y equal to 0, as it is satisfying the points on the graph. Okay, now see second one. Now we have this, when x is 0, y is 2. So if you put x 0 here, y will be 4. So that means this is not the correct equation. Similarly, if you put x equal to 0, the y will be -2, which is also not correct. So in this one, if you put x equal to 0, you will get y equals to 2. So this is satisfying this point. Let's check the other one. If you put y equals to -1, the result will be 3, right? Correct. And also if you put x equal to -2, you will get the result as 0. So this equation is satisfying the points on the graph. So we'll write part second, the correct equation is the third one, which is y equals to -x plus 2, as it is satisfying the points on the graph. Okay, so that's the solution of question number 5. So that is solution of question number 5. Okay, we have completed the first 5 questions of this exercise. We will cover the remaining question in the next session or the next video. Okay, so that's all for today's session. Thanks for joining.